Hi, I'm Gary, the old geek guy, and I hope you're having a really great day today. I normally use this YouTube video blog, or vlog I should say, so that I can show how to use the iPad, the Apple Watch, my phone, my iMac, and several other things too that I use that are electronic gears and gadgets that I've accumulated and have. And I really enjoy those things. But something else that I really enjoy doing is cooking with my Instant Pot. I have an Instant Pot, yes, a 6-quart Instant Pot, and I use it all the time. I've made roasts, I've made stews, I've made jambalaya, I've made minestrone soup. But what I'm going to demonstrate for you today is how to make yogurt in the Instant Pot. Now, truthfully, you can do the same thing on a pot on the stove, probably just as simply, but I like using my Instant Pot because for the yogurt to cure, so to speak, it takes about 8 hours, and in the Instant Pot you can use it, leave it at about 91 degrees in the Instant Pot for 8 hours, and it works perfect. But you'll see as we go along, and I'll explain it too as we go along. So what do you say? Let's get right into it. Let's make some yogurt. So today I'm going to show you just how simple it is to make yogurt. Now I do it in my Instant Pot, but you don't really have to do it in an Instant Pot at all. It works well just in a pot on the stove and just watch the temperatures all. And my Instant Pot, it takes about 40 minutes for it to actually get to the temperature, but it doesn't actually get to 181 degrees. That's the ideal temperature, 181 degrees. So let's see how we're doing with our temperature. So right now we're at 158 degrees. So we're going to keep boiling it a little bit longer. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes. I'm going to tell Alexa to set her alarm at my timer at 5 minutes. Alexa, set my timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Okay, we'll wait for 5 minutes and see how it comes. Okay, Alexa just timed another 5 minutes. So we're going to bring it off again and see. Alexa, stop. See how we're doing here. Okay, I finally got it down to 180, or up to, I should say, 180 degrees. So now I'm going to take it out of the pot. I have ice water down here, and I'm going to put it in the ice water. Alexa, stop. And I put it in here probably for about 10-15 minutes with one water change to get the temperature now down to 111 or 110 degrees. And that's when I put in my yogurt starter, which is actually just the yogurt that I was using before, where I've saved a couple of tablespoons, and I'll add it when it gets down to 110 degrees. So let's see how long it takes to get that cooled down. Okay, now I'm going to prepare my starter, which is, like I said before, just some yogurt that I had the last time. And you get a couple of tablespoons full is enough, but I just put in pretty much what I have left. I have a little bit more for breakfast today, and that's about it. A little bit more. I like to have plenty of it. And you kind of make it as creamy as possible so that it'll blend in better when it's put into the milk. The milk is almost there. I just tested it. It's 118 degrees a minute ago. It's probably down to 112, 111 now, which is pretty much what we want. And I just want to get this to a consistency which is going to be able to blend nicely with my whole concoction. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's exactly 100. Let's see, got a light on here. It's exactly, let's see, I can't see it. It's 100. right there. No, 108, 110 degrees, perfect temperature. So let's get this in here. Get it all in there like that. That's my starter. That's all starter is the other batches of yogurt. Now I like to clean this off like that. Take the time, get it kind of cleanish. Like that. Okay. And stir it in there really good. Okay. So I've got it here ready to set and to turn into yogurt. It takes about 8 hours. I'm going to change my setting here to yogurt setting. And we're going to go to 97 degrees. Start it. And there it is. 8 hours later. Let's see, what time is it? It's 8:30. So 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4. I like to leave it to around 5 or 6 o'clock. It doesn't matter if it's 8 or 10 or 12 hours. It really doesn't say. Say that it gets a little bit more yogurt-ish, I guess is the word, if you leave it in longer. But I like my yogurt kind of strong, so I have no problem with that at all. So we'll just come back in 8 hours and see what it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, I have 8 hours and almost 20 minutes on this yogurt batch that I'm making where it's been curing. So we're going to open it up and see what it looks like. As you can see, it's not liquid anymore. It's almost like a gelatin, but it's still not ready to eat. Right now, I'm going to be putting it into the refrigerator and it'll be there overnight. And then tomorrow I'll do the next step, in which I'll of course film and let you know what it is. Okay, today is the day after. I'm putting it in the refrigerator. If you recall, I put it in the refrigerator, and now we're going to make this yogurt the way I like it. You could use the yogurt the way it is. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull it out of the refrigerator right now. This is the way it is. Put that over there. I don't need that anymore. Let's see if you can see that. I'm going to put it there. And it's pretty much solidified. Pretty much solidified. You can see it's not jiggling like Jell-O like it did the other day too. So, but that's still, you can eat it like that. Don't get me wrong, you can eat it like that. But what we're going to do now is we're going to make it a little thicker. So we have a strainer. Here's a strainer here. This is a strainer. And this is a catcher for what I'm going to catch, which is going to be some liquid that's called whey. It's the whey that comes out of it. So I'm going to wet this down first. Prepare it. It's going to get wet anyway, so you may as well get it wet to begin with, so it can start straining right away. And we're going to strain out that excess whey. Not everybody likes to do that. Not everybody likes their yogurt real thick. Well, I don't like it real thick, but I like it a lot thicker than just plain Jell-O, what it is right now. Very watery and liquidy Jell-O to a certain extent. We put this over like that, like so. And then we simply dish in like that. See how that is? See, like that. We'll put it in like that. Several spoonsful. That. Put quite a bit in there. It'll take a while to strain, probably an hour before I take it out of there again. And I'll show you what becomes of it when we do that. So now this goes back in the fridge. In the meantime, I'll just cover this like that. And there we are. And I'll show you in a bit exactly what does strain out of that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the result of this coming out. Let me get this first over here. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's what's called whey. And whey is pretty much just like starter. It's still part of the yogurt. And in fact, if you just ate the yogurt without doing this, you'd be eating the whey with it. But you can see it's a lot. That's a lot. Now we can save it, and I will probably mention later on exactly some of the things you can do with whey. It's amazing. It can substitute a lot of different things. But for now, I'm going to just dump this whey and put this back in like this. Take a look at what it looks like. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. You see what it looks like there. And if I turn this up, you can see how it's a lot thicker, But I even like it thicker, so I'm going to put it back for a little while longer. I'm going to put it back over here. I like to move it around a little bit so that it has a different place. It's still pretty thin for me. So we'll leave it in about another 45 minutes or so like that. And I'll have a little bit more whey, but not as much as I had the last time. So we'll leave it there. Okay, now I'm going to take out the rest of this. Let me show you what we got here. This is the second time. Can you see that? This is the second time. There's still quite a bit there, see? So, dump that. Put that back in there. Now, we're going to put in here. And we do it like this. See how thick that is? Pretty good. And there we go with the second batch. And let it sit. So this is the final batch, and I'm just finishing up. I'll put this in the refrigerator and start eating it tomorrow, if not today. I mentioned that there's things you can do with whey. It can be like buttermilk. You can use it in all kinds of things. In fact, if you look on the internet, you can see what good things you can use whey for. So there it is. So there you have it. Instant pot yogurt. It's like I said, you can do this on the stove. And to do it on the stove, it's really the same process, except that you don't cure it in the Instant Pot. What you do is you take your amount that you have on the stove, you cover it, and you put it in the oven. Now, you don't turn the oven on, and it's not necessary for the oven to be very warm either, because the milk that you've done in your pot on the stove is pretty warm still. It's around 110, 115 degrees. So it'll stay that way inside the oven for quite a while. Again, 8 hours is sufficient, and when you pull it out, you'll have the same result. But I like my Instant Pot. It makes it look like I'm using something that's gadgety, and that's what I enjoy. So try it out. You can make it with your way you like it. I love it plain. I don't like it with all the sweets and all the different flavors. You can put a teaspoon of vanilla in it, and it'll be vanilla yogurt. And a little bit of sugar. You can put regular sugar, or you can put diet type sugar, or Trivia, or whatever you want to put into it to make it a little bit sweeter. You can put probably crushed up strawberries, crushed up blueberries, or anything together if you like it that way with your breakfast. But I like it plain, and I think it's delicious, and I think you will too. Besides, you'll save a lot of money because yogurt can be expensive, and this way all it costs you is a gallon of milk. So give it a try. I think you'll love it.